Hello and welcome to the next video in this build. The first one where I am a Smith-Scriber, as I've started calling myself. No longer a sub, but I get my magazines from my local newsagents. Other newsagents are available, apart from the one I just name dropped, although I can't think of any major ones apart from that. Anyway, that's not the point. So today we're going to be finally looking at the interior, as well as looking at what comes in issue 14. And of course issue 15. So these are the parts you get with issue 14. You get some more of the hull plating and metal framework, along with the screws for that. I'll go into that a little later on. You also get then the front or back wall, depending on how you look at it, for the interior. You get this piece here, which will slot into there like that with a little bit of glue. It's very loose, a bit wobbly. You push it in and it will glue in, but just without, it is very loose. You also get this part here to slip into the doorway exactly like it did before, and then you'll get this part which will glue onto there with little cushions that will come out. So I'll just go ahead and do that now. Okay, so now that those parts are done, I have been tinkering, fiddling and painting, customizing quite a bit to the interior, but now I can reveal what it looks like. So here is my finished interior. And just quickly swing it round, just to tease it a little bit longer for you and have a look at it through this doorway as well. And now let's go over the top and have a look at this thing and what I have done to it. I went a bit Parker there from Thunderbirds, but here we go. So this is the main part, I'd say, the seating area. What I have opted for is the more screen accurate seat backing, which stops where the bunk stops, and then this part here is plain. Again, I think it might have switches on it. I opted out of that because I thought sitting on switches would be very uncomfortable. That's got the epoxy paste there, smoothened and weathered and cracked a bit. Of course you've got the table. I've dirted up the top of the bunk here, painted light here, looks a bit like a massive cotton bug. I've added a bit of paint and some little bit of red glitter to this control panel, so it kind of occasionally shimmers like a real light would. Of course, I've dirted up the pipes, I've dirted up the wall, so it's not that grey anymore. Swing around here to the technical readout station. I've dirted up this pipe quite a bit here. I've added this coppery bit here. What I've done is I've kit built from spare parts I had of the Falcon, so this part should go on the exterior, but I put it in here. I kind of view it as an alarm, so when the technical readout shows that there's trouble, this would sound kind of like I can imagine an old air raid siren alarm thing, but it's rusted because it hasn't worked for ages because it's the Falcon. Going on to the technical station itself, I've dirted it up a bit. I have added bits, so I added paintwork here to make it look like gauges. I've added a sticker here from a spare sticker set I had from the top of the cockpit. The stickers that came with that, so I've added that there. And the reason I chose this sticker is because it's yellow. Now I think the technical readout is always going to be yellow. If green is all good and red is danger danger, then yellow, because I don't think the Falcon will ever be green all good ever, so that's why I went for yellow. This little metal part here is one of the switches from the cockpit, a spare one, and I've added a few more stickers here, dirted it up a bit, added this pipe to the defunct alarm, and also I bought one of the chairs from Tony 308 at Shapeways. I love this thing. I love all of Tony's work. I'm going to go into more a little bit later. So I've painted that a bit, and that is stuck on. That can't move. That's stuck on in place, in its place in front of the technical station here. Okay, move around, and we've got the pipes. I haven't done anything with these apart from dirtied them up. Oh, there we go. Yeah, dirtied them up, but I haven't really touched them in terms of customization. Here we go. This is the wall that we got in this issue, all dirtied up with those parts in place, the little cushions. Now, around to this wall and this corner of the interior, this would be blank if you built it as is from the magazine. I didn't like the idea of a plain blank wall. Wow, I can't speak today. So what I've done is I've added a few pipes here, one that goes into the floor, to this little box on its little stand. You can't really see the stand too well. Yes, you can there, like so. I might add some little paint details on that actually. And then a pipe here to this bit here, which leads us round to the main blank wall, which is no longer blank. Now my thinking was, I should say, when I was customizing this wall, is that these will be the fuel pipes, two different kinds of fuel or air that will go into the engines to power the Falcon. This is more practical. This is the water and electric switch mains area. So as you can see, we've got a a rigid tubing here, which I bought off eBay. I've also took apart some Ethernet cables and pulled out the wires from them to get these wide variety of colours, which will be the electric wires. So all these different wires power different parts of the Falcon in terms of electricity. And then at the bottom there, it's the outside of an Ethernet cable, a grey one, and I've tried to match it as much as I can with the fuel pipes, put a little blue band on it, and that's the water pipe. All exposed. I have debated, and I probably still will debate throughout the course of this build, whether to put partitions here so that it doesn't look as exposed like the partitions here. They add a little bit. I'm not sure whether I will, maybe just two. I don't know. Let me know what you think actually. I'll be really interested to know what you think. Let me know in the comments on YouTube or on Facebook. Just let me know. And here we got the kind of the mains switch, as it were. This is, I can't really see it, but this is the plastic part here from the Ethernet cable. You know, the part that clicks when you plug it in. I took that off and I put that on there. Put it to a one of these, just flipped and turned, and then put a sticker on that, and so the colours kind of match up, and it's all blinkering and a little bit of colour into this quite dark interior. I've also added some more stickers here and this pipe, which I did because it would power this cotton bud light here. So that is my interior, but the main part, of course, is this wonderful Shapeways Tony 308 floor, which, even if I hadn't painted anything, done any other customizations, this floor makes it for me. It is gorgeous. I'm very, very happy with it. I messed up here in sticking it down. Some parts broke, so it's not as neat as this one. But it doesn't matter because it's the Falcon. It's a heap of junk. I love it. The Shapeways parts really adds to the interior. And here's my finished interior. So yeah, I'm happy with it. But feel free to let me know what you think. Okay, so now let's look at the parts that we get in issue 15. We get some more hull plating. Starting to be a very familiar sight for these last issues. More of the metal framework, which I'll get onto later. Also, the other part with issue 13 is 3 of the doorways, which you just saw me put together, the one from issue 14. So I'm going to put these together off camera, and here they are, all completed. So there's not much to say on these really. They're very similar to the doorway frames that we've done in the past, the two of them. I've weathered up the cushions a little bit, possibly a bit too much there, but there we go. There's nothing to attach them. Usually you'll have this part and glue it to the rest of the frame, but there's none of that with these, just these little pegs, which I guess will come into play a little later on when we start getting the rest of the corridor part for the interior. But for now that's all we've got, so let's have a look at the framework that we get with these two issues. And here it is, all completed, as well as bottom plates 4 and 6 being attached onto the framework. Very similar shape to what we saw in the last issue. That doesn't close up yet. Just quickly flip this around to look at the kind of markings, very similar again to the previous video. And in fact, if I get the framework from the previous video in, I'll just quickly show you how it would attach. Which I'll do a little bit later, but that part will go there. See this, like something like that, and you can start to see the shape of the Falcon. Very similar, the strengthening rods in place, and then if we flip that round, we get to look at what the bottom of the Falcon will look like. So yeah, there's not much in the way of weathering with these bottom issues, and some of the colours don't match, but I don't mind that so much, as I think I will be jotting it up with paint and the like, dirtying it up, especially maybe a black wash to make it pop a bit. But that is the framework as it stands now. So now that we've looked at what happens in issues 14 and 15, I had to think about that then, there's only one more thing left to do really, and that is to put everything together. So here we have what we have so far. You can really see the shape now of the Falcon taking place. I reckon in about 10 more issues we might have the whole bottom circle completed, which will be fantastic, and then we can get just a sense of how big this is going to be. I'm just going to place the interior now, how it will fit. So with that on, you start to see kind of how tall it's going to be. This is all going to be encased with Falcon parts, so it's going to be quite a tall and quite a circular. It's just going to be a massive model, which we all knew anyway, but it's confirming itself more and more with every issue that comes, just how big it's going to be. So that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching once again. I'll be back very, very soon with the next video, now that I'm a Smith-Scriber. Once a week I get a magazine, so as I said before, I will put up a video when I get 2 magazines, and that's how it will go from here on in. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all again. Take care, bye bye.